Good Monday morning, everyone. Welcome to our final week together in Biology 120. It is our 8th week. Can you believe it? And here we are. We don't have much left to go. All right, I wanted to share with you a picture of a bald eagle that I took in November when I was at the beach by myself. I was enjoying myself quite a bit, and I saw this eagle and took the picture. So last week we learned about ecosystems, and most of you dealt with ecosystems in your final projects, which I will be grading as fast as I can this week. I've got a vacation scheduled for next week, so I'm going to be doing all the grading that I can this week, and I'll be turning in your final grades next Monday. For this week, we're studying population ecology. So what is a population, first of all? Population is members of the same species that live together in a geographical location for a certain period of time. Now, this can be a huge geographical location, even like the world, and the time span can be long, decades long, hundreds of years long, thousands of years long, or it can be, all of this can be very small. So you can study bacteria in a culture over a few days. So that's population ecology for you. Why is it important to study? Because we want to know what's happening to different species over time. For example, your Department of Natural Resources, wherever it is that you live, study certain species and what's happening to them over time. That's why they give out deer tags. That's why biologists go out into the field and count how many gopher hole tortoises are found in a certain location. That's why we do bird counts every year. The Audubon Society does that, but also we have biologists that go out and do that. Why is that important? Because we've got to know what's happening with populations in order to preserve endangered and threatened species. But also, we need to do this to study invasive species. We have coyotes in this area, which are taking over like crazy, even in our neighborhoods. And so we need to know how many are out there. We are also being besieged by armadillos, believe it or not. The biggest problem concerning them is the fact that they dig gigantic holes in yards and dams and everywhere. And they are making it up my way in South Carolina. I don't think they're going to go a whole lot further because they don't like cold weather at all. So population ecology is important, and we can study this in relationship to human beings too. So read the Module 8 overview and watch the video on the human population. There are different ways to interact with the map on the human population, but be sure and watch the video first because it gives you a lot of information. And watch the little milestones in the bottom right-hand corner as to what's going on during that particular time period. One time period that I want you to specifically look at is the 1300s. What happens in Europe in the 1300s? And watch how the little dots disappear very quickly. It is a very eye-opening video, this human population study and the map that goes with it. Your journal entry. You have one thing to do this week. You don't have any discussion board posts. You're finished with your final project. So all you have is a journal entry. You're going to be talking about exponential growth and can it be sustained? And of course the answer is going to be no, because that means that the population will just explode and explode and explode and explode and explode. And populations just don't do that. They would if it was a perfect world and there were abundant resources and there were no waste products that built up. But of course, that is not reality. You're going to review the meaning of the map by watching that video on the human population. So what exactly does it mean? What does it mean for the future? What does it mean for the past? What does this map really talk to you about and show you? And what are the consequences of the human population reaching 9 billion people, which is unbelievable to think that that is going to happen by 2050. But that's what it looks like right now. What are the consequences of this? of course, we're going to be taking up more resources, more space, creating more waste. What is this going to mean for the planet? So you need to discuss that. If you have any final thoughts for me, if you want to give me any suggestions, I'm always open to those, so please let me know. And I ask you, please, 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 please do your course evaluations, because it helps me to grow as an instructor. And it also helps my team lead evaluate me. My team lead is a faculty member who is over a group of us, and it helps her evaluate me and my performance. So I would very much appreciate it if you would do your course evaluations. And one last thing to remind you of is the last day to turn any work in is this coming Sunday, June 27th at 11:59 p.m. When the clock strikes 12 for Monday morning, you can no longer upload anything unless you have an incomplete in the class, and that means we already have to have turned it in, and it has to be approved by the registrar before this time limit. And then you'll be able to turn in other work, but that also means that you receive an incomplete in the class. If you're interested in that, you need to let me know right away, because we have to get all of the forms in for that. But otherwise, your last day to turn in everything, anything whatsoever, is Sunday, June 27th at 11:59 p.m. It has been my pleasure to be your instructor. We've had a great term. I hope that you've learned a lot, because I've had a great time. I love going through these subjects again. But it's been my pleasure to be your instructor, and I wish you all the best in the world. If you need references at any point in time and you've done well in the course, of course, just let me know. I'm here and available to write something up for you. And I hope that you have a great week, that you have a great next term, and that you make it through and earn your degree and go on and do great things. It was good to know you, and let me know if you need anything. There's my email address, m.sigmon@snhu.edu. Just let me know.